suis KIKO LOUREIRO et tu regardes Loud TV.
Hey,
All right.
Kiko. Bom dia.
Bom dia. Good.
How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good here.
Wonderful. So we are here to talk about your last album, your
Yeah.
fifth album, and it seems that it was a success via the crowdfunding. I've seen almost $70,000. Wonderful, no?
Yes, man. Yes, we did a crowdfunding with the whole concept of the album, the open source, and basically, doing a pre-sale of the album and some other interesting ideas that you can do only when you do a crowdfunding. And it's the first time doing that. And yes, it was really good to have a lot of people supporting the album and helping me to make this possible. And then with this, we can do more stuff. We did some more videos and extra things that was not planned right in the beginning, but with the crowdfunding, this is possible to do more stuff. And the whole concept of the album having like a direct contact with the people that like this kind of music, or the fans, the supporters. So it was a great move.
So it's an instrumental album,
Yeah.
and of course, without lyrics, for people is kind of strange, And so my question is it only an album for guitarists or musicians?
Well, I think a little bit different. Of course, because it's a instrumental album, instrumental music. But I believe the power of instrumental music, and of course, a lot of guitar players, they listen to those kind of albums. But I believe the power of instrumental music. If you really think, you're probably gonna remember a lot of melodies from songs that and then not always you remember the lyrics. So the melodies, they stay forever. And then classical music, and like soundtracks and instrumental albums, or the melodies of songs that you don't remember the lyrics, but you just hum the melody. So that's what I believe, the power of the melody. I believe of the power of the songwriting. And then the lyrics is another thing that you can add to the music, and it can give more depth to a song, or sometimes the music is simpler and the lyrics is telling the story or saying whatever has to be said. But I really believe in the power of the instrumental music and music itself.
And you speak of music, I would like to speak about musicians with your friends from Angra. So what a wonderful lineup! Did you record by yourself and with the guys in studio?
Yeah, so I did Bruno, the drummer, Bruno Valverde. So he recorded the drums in LA. I was with him. And then Felipe, he lives in Brazil. So he recorded the bass remotely from Brazil. And all the guitars recorded in LA. And then it was mixed by Adam Nolly in England, actually. So yeah, it's a little bit of remote work, and also drums, keyboards, and guitars in LA. Mario Moniemi did some Hammonds and some keyboards. I did some keyboards as well. Yes.
So
that's the lineup.
It's the real team challenge. It was.
Yeah, no, it works perfectly. I mean, in case of Felipe Andreoli, that recorded the bass in Brazil remotely. But I've been playing with him like since 2000. So he knows me. We've been playing not only Angra songs, but my solo career songs. And then he pretty know the way I think, what I like. And I trust him a lot. So his ideas, his inputs on the album is, it's very easy to work with him. So basically, you can do remotely. I do some videos explaining what I want and how to play the song. So I play guitar, so he can, learn the songs. I can give some directions about the style, what I imagine, and of course he's gonna bring his uh, ideas to the table, and then maybe one or two songs have some few recalls. Maybe try or do, two, three different versions of the groove. Mainly, normally it's like when you're not sure about how the bass is gonna be working with the guitars. So we have to experiment some different versions. That's the difference if you compare to a rehearsal, like normal rehearsal. Then you would, experiment right there and decide. When you do remotely, you record, you send the idea, or maybe send two or three different versions, and then you choose one, and then it goes back and record for real the the best idea or the more interesting idea.
Mhm.
So it
How many?
works. It works.
Yeah. How many guitars did you use on this album?
Oh, uh, no, not well, I don't know, like five, six, around that. I used like my Ibanez, my signature model. Maybe I use like three or four different ones. They're kind of the same, but they sound a little bit different, or different wood, or it feels a little bit different. So I use maybe four of those: KIKO 100 and KIKO 200. Those are the models. And then Ibanez AZ, and then I used um, 8 strings and 7 strings. The Fender Telecaster. Yeah, basically, yeah. So around, six, seven guitars. Yeah,
So yeah,
and
your
acoustic guitar, of course. I have some songs. Some songs I experimented while recording with the 8 strings guitar. Yeah, some
okay.
riffs. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun. It was fun to try.
So what's your top three guitars that you have?
My top three guitars.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I have this one here, right here. That's my Ibanez KIKO 100, and yeah. So, and I had the 200, which somewhere there in a case. And yeah, that's the top two guitars. Top three would be another one. I have my older ones. I mean, that's my guitar, my signature model. So I feel it feels very comfortable. That's the pickups and the woods that I like the most. That's why I have a signature guitar with those specs. So yeah, but of course I have older guitars or other stuff. It really depends what you want. You know, it really depends. But in this album, I took some Strat, some other guitars, but in the end, I wanted to have this a little bit more modern sound. And sometimes when you try to use more vintage guitars, they sound vintage, of course. And then I didn't use much. I think I actually try. I use a Les Paul as well, a Gibson Les Paul, a little bit. Yes.
How
So
many?
it's hard to say the favorite ones. The favorite ones are the ones that you're always playing. So it's like the one that is here. So this, yeah.
How
It's
many?
not the most expensive ones.
How many guitars do you have, and are you a fan of the thing? Of the.
I don't know how many guitars I have, but I don't know, maybe 50, 60. I sold some guitars. I have some guitars in Brazil. I have some guitars in the Megadeth storage, maybe 10 there. Um, but I'm not a collector. If that's the question, like vintage, old stuff, expensive guitar. Um, I do have some. I kind of keep the guitars that I use throughout
Mhm.
the years. Although I'm not this kind of a collector. But if you ask if I like guitar, yes, I like guitar because that's what I do. That I like guitar since my teenager years. So I like the music. I like the instrument. I like music, but I'm not. a collector that puts the guitars on the wall, and I see the guitars more as a tool than as a piece of art. I think it's a tool for you to make art, and the guitar is not necessarily a piece of art. I know there are some guitars, like the Les Pauls, even the Ibanez, the design, the thing, Fenders, they're like a piece of art. But the ones I use, I take as a tool to make art.
So you wouldn't buy the Nirvana guitar. It was sold something like
Ah, yeah, no.
$1 million or something like this.
Well, yeah, I respect who bought it, because it's in the well, but that's is a different thing. It's not a tool anymore. It's a collector's item. Is a piece of history. So it's a different the value. I mean, I think a great guitar, it's like $3,000, $4,000, maybe a little bit more, depending. Like more than that, I mean, if used as a tool, then it's a little bit, it gets out of the context, I guess, because you don't need much more for a live show or for recording.
Great, great guys on this album with Marty Friedman and Mateus from Brazil.
Hmm.
Yeah. And how did you collaborate with Marty? You used to listen to him in the past, right?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I got to know his music, from his solo albums. The first one, maybe, Cacophony, like Jason Becker and Marty Friedman. Then in Megadeth, I remember going to the Megadeth concert in '91. I was very young, and in Rock in Rio. Yeah, and of course, I was following the Megadeth albums and all that. And then since 2015, I've been compared to Mark Friedman a lot. And then of course I love his playing, and I've been playing his solos. And one of the messages from the album has a lot of messages on the name of the songs, although it said there's no lyrics. I did a music video that has there's a strong message there. The name of the songs and the name of the album, and then all the movement we're doing, sharing the stems, the isolated tracks, so people can create music and create art from this album. That's why I'm calling open source. One of the messages too is like music is not a competition. So I thought Marty would be a great guy to be in the album, because that shows that people compare me with Marty all the time now because of Megadeth. And then I say, like, would be a great idea to have Marty on the album to show that there's a friendship, there is respect, and music's not a competition. I don't have any competition with him, but it's basically the competition is always with yourself. You want to do a better. You want to play better. You want to be more authentic, and those kind of things. It's more like you dealing with yourself than comparing yourself to somebody else. So I think that was the message. That's why I brought him to the album. And Mateus Assato is a young Brazilian, very, very talented guitar player, well known. All the guitar community knows him, internationally. So also was a great thing to bring the new generation of the Brazilian players. A guy that's much younger than me, and then I really admire and love his playing. And we know each other for a few years, and I thought would be a great message as well to show him maybe to an audience that doesn't know him yet, because he plays a little bit of all the style on the guitar, and also because he's Brazilian, and also because he represents the new generation, and also because the album talks without talking, without words, but brings a lot of this the good and the bad side of the internet, right? So that's what I'm trying to say there with the concept and the music video. The good side is the collaboration side that we see, the collaboration in general, and then that's why I'm opening the track so people can collaborate, can play, can do whatever they want. with the tracks, with the songs. That's the good side. The bad side is the dependence of the internet, or like the social media, and then the new forms that you see in the social media to express to express your art. So one of the new forms in music would be like playing like 30 seconds, 1 minute, small clip, and now with the TikTok even shorter. But express your art in the like small bits compared to the traditional way that would be 10 songs. Like open source album has 11 songs, so you have almost an hour of music, in many different ways. It's very different than 30 seconds. And Mateus Assato is really well known because he has a great Instagram account with a lot of beautiful songs, but they are all small bits, So I think it's such a different way to express your artistic view, and I thought it would be cool to have him on the album because of that as well.
And you're right with the Brazilian talents. Like if you take maybe one of the best drummer after Dirk from Megadeth, of course, is Eloy Casagrande from Sepultura.
Oh yeah, Eloy as well. Yes, he's amazing. He's
Yeah.
amazing. Bruno is like an amazing kind of has this fusion metal Brazilian vibe. Eloy as well. Actually, Bruno that plays in the album, I think they were friends when they were very young, and then they had the same teacher, which is so it proves that was kind of the best teacher in Brazil, right? Because both of them started playing drums and having lessons with the same guy, and then you have Bruno Valverde that did the album, open source, and Eloy Casagrande playing Sepultura.
5 years in Megadeth now. You are.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Well, it feels good, feels like it's funny. I don't count the years, but it's like wow, it feels yes, 5 years is a lot, right? Yes, it's good. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not because the band has 30 years. So
Yeah.
so, but yeah, it feels great. It's for me, it's more like about what what we did. So I joined, and then I recorded Dystopia, which is a great album, really accepted by the fans. It gave a fresh image to the band, I guess, and I won the Grammy, which was a big thing. So it was like accepted by the fans, accepted by the industry, right? So the Grammy representing the industry, and then the biggest proof of that was the long tour, playing a lot, all in everywhere, like several tours and several festivals and all over the world. So that really represents the success of the album. And so I'm very, very happy to be that I could bring this to Dystopia, and to could help the band to release, a well accepted album.
I saw you in Alicante at the Leyendas del Rock.
Yeah.
It was something 3 years ago. I saw you also in Paris this year, and
This year, right? Okay.
I feel there's a chemistry on stage. I feel the band Megadeth is stronger than ever thanks to you and of course Dirk. And I think there is a wonderful, and you are on stage. You put fire on stage.
Well, better not. I remember putting fire on that specific stage in '99 in Fireworks tour, and then with Angra and Les Zénith, and then we had those guys spitting fire in the intro of the song with the pompier there, and then that was like specifically putting fire on stage. But yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. I believe. I mean, Dave is like an icon. He's a legend. Dave and Ellefson as well being there, two of them like original members of the band. You know, they have this power of the power of the image, the power of the presence, the power of the style, you know, playing and singing, and so it's way easier for me, and I think I can say the same for Dirk. Then you feel like very, in a good place to be what we want to be, and to deliver also energetics show, playing those amazing songs, because we're playing the dystopia songs, but also the songs from the catalog, which is like all the big hits. So it's fun. It's cool. It's just fun to play those songs. That you know. No, big hits basically. So it's fun to play as a fan, and as a member of the band. It's always fun. So every night is a great feeling to go on stage and play those songs, and yeah, so it feels good. So that's why you see like this good feeling,
Yeah.
good energy, and then good feeling among us on stage.
Okay. To finish, did you record your Megadeth part? And is it ready now?
No, I didn't. No,
Okay.
no, we did compose the songs last year. Yeah, and then Dave had a cancer treatment, and the idea was to record the album now in March. But then, as you might know, we have all the Corona COVID-19 situation,
Yeah.
so everything is kind of was postponed, and then we are in the middle of deciding what to do now with my
Okay.
part.